Welcome back to Crave. This is our fourth episode as a podcast, and I'm so excited to be here today because we have a lot of things going on today, not only with the 49ers, but also I'm going to have the Consul General of Italy, Sergio Strozzi. We are going to have Davide Fiore. He's in Los Angeles. I don't want to say too much, we can wait when he comes in. Crave is, as everybody knows, Crave is about passion. It's about, it's about community. It's about discovery, everything you want, where you want to go, from Italian American lifestyle to San Francisco 49ers and so much more. So stay tuned. In a little bit, we are going to, have more guests. So hi, Alex. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing great. I'm ready to check in this morning.
Go ahead. How are you doing today?
I'm so excited because tonight I'm going to the Casey Musgraves concert in San Francisco at Chase Center.
I love her.
She's amazing. She's one of those artists that I discovered at a really weird time in my life. I was going through my first real breakup, and I found her album Golden Hour, and it just spoke to me in this such a special way. And my goal was always to kind of find that love that she sang about. And going through life, one too many experiences that didn't end in the way that the song Butterflies does. But I think what's special to me is I remember showing that song to you and Jennifer G, shout out, we love you.
Yeah.
And now every time I hear that song, I no longer connect it with trying to find that love. I connect it with my friendship with you and my friendship with Jen.
Yeah.
And so it's so special to me. And then also I'm singing it with my sister-in-law. I'm seeing Casey with my sister-in-law.
Right.
And ironically, the last time we saw Casey in concert, she was pregnant with my nephew.
Oh.
And now he's turning 2 in November. And I just, it's one of those things where it's a full circle moment. So I'm so excited tonight. I love going to concerts, but it's always special when you see your favorite artist.
Yes, yeah. And I discovered her through you, actually.
Yeah.
I love Casey as well. And one of my favorite songs is a Butterfly. Also, I like Follow the Heron because what she said actually is so true, I love that, the theme of the song. And also Rainbow. It's a beautiful song. So I can't wait to hear about the concert next week.
And I'm going to send you a bunch of videos as they're happening. And I'm one day...
What is your seats? Is in front or is way back?
I have no idea because Maggie surprised me. Okay. I was kind of worried. She was like, oh, we have to go. And at the time, I was like, I want to go. But also I'm it's... Going to a concert, I love concerts. Yeah. But going to a concert, it's a lot, right? It's kind of it's not a day trip, say when I'm going to Levi Stadium for a Niner game. But, you kind of have to plan and make sure you leave at the right time because there's going to be traffic. And then also being at the concert, it's probably 2 hours. And then getting out of, you know what I mean? So it's a lot.
Go to the game.
It is kind of like going to the game. But, it's...
all day. It's all night.
All night. And then also it's okay, the next morning I got to get up for work and, all these things. So...
yeah.
But I think with certain artists, it's honestly worth it. It's honestly worth. And next year, I'm seeing Dua Lipa. I'm gonna take you to one of them. I'm going to 2, one with Maggie, and I'm gonna take you to the other one.
And I'm surprised that it's not a lot of people knows about Casey.
Yeah.
Right.
She's one of those artists. She's not And I think that's why
she's like a Taylor Swift.
Right. And
but
I think that's
so
why
talented.
I love her.
Right.
Is because. Also, just her music speaks to me in such a way. Her newest album, Deeper Well, it matches with what I'm going through right now personally on that level. Right. And so I feel oh my gosh, everything she's saying, I just feel it to a degree that I can't even explain.
Right.
But yeah, she's one of those artists that not a lot of people know, and maybe they do. Maybe they know Butterfly, or maybe Butterflies or Rainbow, or you know. But I'm telling you, I listened to the album. Gosh, now I'm hooked for all her albums. I'm like, I love her.
Good. I know you have also the sweatshirt. You have also when we went to the Castello di Amorosa in Napa. I remember that we have a video and we have her song.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm telling you, I connect that song with you and Jen. It's no longer to me about like, you know.
No, even my partner loved the song.
Yeah.
He's putting that in the car.
Oh, Alex.
I know. It's like I put it, I play for everybody now.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I love that song. Yeah.
And what she said sometimes is very true also.
Yeah.
You relate it with so many different things.
Yes.
So that's, it's so true.
Yes. And how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I feel like it's so nice to be here. So nice to, I feel like now I'm going to get into the routine every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I love, I'm looking forward every Tuesday. So it's like so excited to, be with you, to be in the studio, to kind of also connected with all the guests. I can see them.
I know.
Before I was like, it was just different, right? It was beautiful, but it was a different way.
Yeah.
So now it's nice to see, look at them.
I know. Love it. And also I think it's one of those things where it's like, you and I, we have this, like, we get into routines. Like, we had such a strong routine when we did Crave as a radio show. So I know that we're going to build it here as a podcast. But it takes time. It does. And it's exciting, but it takes time.
Remember, everybody out there, we started in 2022 as a live radio. And we just moved this season 5, as a podcast. So stay tuned. That's what we've been, try to adjust to the new, just a new format.
Yeah.
It's a completely different format. But I feel good today. Just, one of these days, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Yep. This episode of Crave is sponsored by Alice Baker Inc., a family-run business with over 30 years of experience in fashion industry. They offer unique clothing for every age and every size, always going the extra mile for their customers. Visit them in Novato or online at www.alicebakersin.com. So grateful for our sponsor because one thing I love it, I want to add, I loved, when you are on camera, there is always a problem. What do you have in your closet?
Yeah.
And it's very hard to figure out every week what to wear. Now, we don't have any more that, I'm not saying problem. It's kind of fun to, dress and looking for new clothes. But now every Tuesday, we have something to wear.
I know.
And I love my jacket today.
Me too.
Like I feel like I need a motorcycle.
Yeah,
the moto.
You need it, yes. No.
Ducati. I love it.
I love it. No, I love it too because with me, I'm one of those like unique cases in which like I wear my like, of course I'm wearing a 49er necklace, but also like I get to mix and match with her, and she very much like, okay, so what do you, for this week? It's great.
She's I think it's also very, very nice because she's asking, what are you talking this weekend?
Yeah.
So in base on what we talk, she said, okay, what about this one?
Yeah.
She suggests, what about this one? Do you like this one? So I love that.
Getting to work with her.
Open-minded.
Yeah. And her clothes are just so, like,
the quality.
Come on.
This jacket, the leather, there is like little, the leather and the feeling of this jacket. I feel like I can go to sleep, actually.
On the motorcycle?
On the motorcycle. Somebody drive.
You sit in what is it, the little cart? I don't know what it's called.
What?
The little side compartment of the motorcycle. I have to show you it after this, okay?
Okay.
Everybody's like, what are you talking about, Alex?
But go check her store in Novato, and also she's online. You can also shop online. And, I love their gown. Did you see for the fashion show?
I know. We should do a fashion show with her. Wear a gown.
Wear a gown.
We're going to come in the studio one week and we're wearing full dresses.
Yeah, she want me today to wear a dress, like a long dress, because I mentioned her we are going to have the consul of Italy.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, do you need a gown?" To say, no, at that level. We are not having a premiere yet.
Yet. Stay tuned.
Cari ascoltatori di Crave Radio, buongiorno a tutti. Sono Davide Corriero, Vice Console Generale d'Italia a San Francisco, e anche a nome del Console Generale Sergio Strozzi voglio ringraziare Samantha Ferro e tutto il team di Crave Radio per questa splendida opportunità. È un piacere essere qui oggi per condividere alcune entusiasmanti iniziative che il Consolato Generale d'Italia a San Francisco ha organizzato per voi. Questi eventi sono pensati per celebrare la ricca eredità culturale e storica dell'Italia, nonché per promuovere un dialogo interculturale. First, we are thrilled to be part of the amazing project of San Francisco Little Italy Honor Walk by inaugurating a plaque dedicated to former Mayor George Moscone. This event will take place on October 4th at 11 a.m. in Washington Square, with the unveiling ceremony of the plaque in the presence of SF Mayor London Breed, local representatives, and the associations participating in the project. This formal moment will be then followed in the evening by a panel discussion at Innovate, the Italian Innovation and Culture Hub in San Francisco, located at 710 Sampson Street, on Moscone's political legacy. This is a fantastic opportunity to reflect on the impact Moscone had on this city and celebrate his contributions to community building and inclusivity. Our celebration of the Week of Italian Language in the World 2024, la 24esima settimana della lingua italiana nel mondo, is another highlight. On October 3rd, at the Italian Institute of Culture of San Francisco, we will host an engaging discussion with Italian writers Loris Duriatti and Paolo Malaguti, and American writer Anne Ilbisocker, broadcaster Stan Bunger, and marble press lawyer Gabor Zexi. They will explore how artificial intelligence is influencing authors and publishers, a topic that is both timely and crucial as technology continues to reshape our cultural landscapes. Additionally, we invite you at the Vogue Theatre on October 8th for the screening of the documentary A Little Fellow by Davide Fiore, which focuses on the remarkable life of Amadeo Pietro Giannini, the founder of Bank of Italy, now Bank of America. This film provides insight into the life of a man whose entrepreneurial spirit and community focus left a lasting legacy in San Francisco, in the banking world and beyond. Vi invitiamo calorosamente a partecipare a tutti questi eventi, venite numerosi e seguite tutte le attività che il Consolato Generale, l'Istituto Italiano di Cultura e il Centro di Innovazione di Innovit realizzano qui a San Francisco e nella Bay Area. Together, we can continue to foster a vibrant cultural exchange and strengthen the bonds between our communities. Grazie a tutti per l'attenzione e ci vediamo all'eventi.
Welcome back to Crave. Today we are excited to have Davide Fiore, an award-winning Italian video editor and director, join us. Known for his powerful storytelling that impact community and inspire lives. He recently received honor for his work on the documentary A Little Fellow, the legacy of A.P. Giannini. Davide, welcome to Crave.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, I just say Davide, okay. Welcome to Crave. You got in.
Oh my God.
Prima cosa, congratulations on your recent awards, first of all.
Thank you.
Thank you. So just go into it. Could you share your experience working on Demolition and what this honor mean to you, Davide?
Well, Demolition came from after a long period of documentaries, so it was a new narrative project. And I was glad that the director, Megan, which I worked a lot with on other projects, decided to brought me in. And so it was important to win this award because it was another narrative project after so many documentaries. And so, to show that I can do narrative. I still can do narrative.
I know you tell the story, like you're a director, you're an editor, you do like so many things. And, the Italian community especially, we are so grateful to have somebody so talented like you.
Oh, thank you.
Then later we go into the big one, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you also, what is your process like when you're starting a new project, and how do you maintain a balance between creative vision and client expectations?
So it's the communication, and it's important to know what is the audience. Right. So what the client or the director wants, but also what is the audience, what is the language that we speak with the audience, and what they reach out, what they can reach out. So most likely nowadays we have so many different communications, and so we go through so many media like podcasts, cinema, or we have to be ready for people to see our footage, our movies through cell phones, and so it really depends on what is the client vision and where it's gonna be release your product. First of all. Second of all is really understanding the message. The everything about the editing is about the message. So right. It's all about that, and how can we deliver the message for an audience that has a span attention that is really small, and how do we do it properly and efficiently.
Right. You are the best person to ask about editing. Editing is known as invisible art, right? Yes. How do you create emotional impact while staying true to the story?
Oh, that's a great tough question. So what I like about editing is that the less you see the editing, the better is the editor, to me. So if you see the editing, if you feel that there were a direction, there were two cameras, you feel that there's some sort of trick, your eye disconnect, your brain disconnect, that's a bad editing to me. So the moment you forget you're watching a movie, you're watching a video on YouTube, whatever, the moment you forget that, that's a great editing. It's all about guts, to be fair. Besides the technical aspects of editing, it's really about it's about guts and what you feel is good. Is there enough? Is people understanding? Because we are, as editors, we are people as well. We have our opinion, we have our bias, and we have our background. So everything can help, but also can become an obstacle to your editing. So you need to do your job and then step back. Share your job with someone else on the opposite spectrum, someone that doesn't know anything, or someone that doesn't know the project, doesn't know what you're doing, doesn't know nothing. Because then you understand what it really works and what doesn't work. Showing, most of the time we show things to other editors, they're fine, but their perspective is always with bias. It's another editor, so he knows that your process is hard, but you need to show, I can tell, most of the time is my wife, one of the person that I share most of my cuts, and or when I was younger was my mom. Not because they are the closest people around me, but because they are actually the most distant people in my world. So they don't know, they are audience. They are what most of the time is my audience. And so if they see something or they tell something that is off, I know that I'm making mistakes. Most of the time they don't know what they are saying because they have a feeling. They don't know what is the mistake. It's your job to understand what is the mistake.
I mean, I'm just so excited to see this upcoming movie that you directed and you produced, A Little Fellow. What are the main themes of the movie and why are they important today?
And by the way, David is bilingual.
Yeah.
Italian and English,
Yeah, I actually know German too,
German
but I'm
too.
not. I'm not gonna prove that.
No, we believe you. We believe you.
So the main theme in A Little Fellow is help each other, is help minorities, not in the vision that we have today, but in the vision that they had back then, where any minority is important, and we need to help each other, and really the democracy in banking. That is the main theme, not only of the movie, but the life theme of A.P. Giannini. So, yeah, so the democracy in banking is something that really shocked me from the beginning. The fact that in a period, in a moment in history where women didn't have rights to vote, he promoted and he created the first women department in his own bank, not only for women to have their own account, but run by women. So that was very important. And think about 1920s, where really there was the suffragette movement, and still it was ahead of his time. So if I'm thinking of him back then, and he wanted everybody to have access to the banking services. So he printed all his brochures in every language, in Hebrew, in Polish, in Russian, in Spanish, in Italian. It was, if people don't understand the banking system, they cannot have access to it. They cannot use it. So that to me was very important, because this story is very contemporary. We are dealing right now with so many minorities that don't have access to many other things. Back then was the banking, and as the banking as we think today. So that to me was the striking history. Besides the fact that he was an Italian American citizen, and he had to face racism for that. And we have to think about in a moment where Italians were not considered, as we say in the movie, quite white. So now it's cool to be Italian. Yeah. Back then they were hanged to the trees, for any reason. And most of them, they were manufactured. They were not,
he made a big impact, Davide, right, on Italian immigrant.
Yeah.
And I learned also that the bank was called Bank of Italy, and then turned out to be Bank of America.
Yes. So he built the Bank of Italy in... so the whole point is that he wasn't a banker. He didn't come from a bank family or a banking family. He came from a vegetable producer family, kind of family, and he founded the bank in a saloon, because he had a seat on one bank at some point in his life, but this bank didn't want to deal with immigrants, didn't want to deal with the
middle class too.
Middle class, they wanted to deal just with wealthy people.
Right.
So that was the point. So the fisherman, the farmer, didn't have access to banking. Right. So it was like, no, this has to change. I need all the people at the fisherman pier, or the fisherman in general, or farmers to have access to banking system. So he opened in a saloon his Bank of Italy. And he had the people, every people in his mind all the time. So his point was the little fellow, the person with small needs that need the day-to-day money to get going. So that was always his goal, and he kept it till he died. Basically, he was always for the little fellow, always for these people that, to be fair, it's what it would be me back then. It would be my family would be my wife's family. I know a lot of my friends would be in that situation if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Right? It was that kind of people. These kind of people didn't have access to banking back then. So,
Right.
yeah, Bank of Italy. Then when he decided to go bigger, because he wanted to expand and he wanted a bank. Because don't forget that he brought the branch banking in the United States. United States didn't have branch banking until him, and it was considered actually anti-American. He had to fight that. So when he wanted to expand to all US, he needed a name that was more, that could fit better his idea, and so that's why Bank of America in 1929, 1930, roughly. He merged with a bank that was called Bank of America of Los Angeles, and he decided to switch his name from Bank of Italy to Bank of America. Yeah.
Ma poi sei bravissimo. How amazing you were able to bring this amazing story to life. It's like it's not easy to find a perfect story. And also, what was the most surprising thing you learned about Giannini during your research for the film, Davide?
Well, to be fair, his story was the surprise to me. It was really, I was surprised that a story, when I read the first book about him, I was surprised by his story arc. Really, the story arc of his life looks like a Hollywood script. I was like astonished by the fact that there were no movies about him. So that was the thing. I was like, this story is there. Nobody made a movie about him. To be fair, Frank Capra tried to make a movie about him. He didn't succeed back then, but he made a movie that show, in a way, A.P. Giannini. And the movie, I think we know it very well, is It's a Wonderful Life. Oh, It's a Beautiful Life. No,
Beautiful
It's a Wonderful
Life.
Life. It's a Wonderful Life. Frank Capra.
Oh, yeah, yes.
La vita è meravigliosa.
La meravigliosa.
La vita è meravigliosa. It's a Wonderful Life from Frank Capra. Mm-hmm. The protagonist of the movie is based on A.P. Giannini. And on one of his episodes where he calmed down people, there was a panic because one of his branch was closed and people thought they were failing, and so he drove up to that branch with his own money to give money back to the people and say, no, you're safe, your money are safe, don't worry. And that is portrayed in It's a Wonderful Life. It's one of the... That was surprising to me. The whole story was surprising to me.
How did you find this story? Not a lot of people talking about, and I can't wait to see the movie. By the way,
and you're gonna come to the screening.
Yes.
So I landed in San Francisco in 2017, and I was I had a visa to stay in the States, but I was waiting for the work permit, and it takes up to 3 months, and I was visiting the city. I'm a curious person. I'm a person that keep walking and looking around. I'm observing all the time. One of my hobby is to sit on the street and observing people, observing the world around me. That's how I was down where the Trans-America Pyramid is, and then down there I saw a plaque that says, "This is the original Bank of Italy, founded by A.P. Giannini," and it was like, oh, this guy sounds Italian, and so I start the research, and the place is still there. The original Bank of Italy is still there. It's now a menswear shop, but it's still there. You can see the safe down there, and it's literally in front of the Trans-America building. That Trans-America was one of his institutions. So even that pyramid is a landmark that tells the story of A.P. Giannini.
Okay, you are directing a documentary of A.P. Giannini, founder of Bank of America. What inspired you tell this story, and what do you hope audience will take away from this amazing, veramente amazing story you were able to bring to life?
I hope really the same message that I got from his lifetime, that is a message of hope, a message of nothing is lost, even in the darkest time. And probably we are not living the darkest time, but we are very close to. And nothing is lost. There always some sort of hope, and it's not gonna coming from what you expect. It's gonna coming from the less expected person and the less expected situation. So don't close the doors to anybody in some sense. Yeah, I think that the message that I want is a message of hope and unity. And you have to work hard, but I like the fact that he was open to any ideas. He was open to, he helped Walt Disney when nobody knew, animations wasn't
Nice.
a thing, right? So nobody funded Disney, and he helped Disney. But before him, he helped another entrepreneur that he was, we're talking about at the beginning of the cinema. There was this entrepreneur that needed money for chairs for his theater. And Giannini went down and was like, why do you need these chairs? And he showed him one of the first movie theater and the fact that he needed chairs. And he was like, yeah, you need chairs, but how do you produce what you're showing, what you're screening? And he was like, well, we need money there as well, but we cannot ask anybody. And he was like, well, I can help you with my bank. This guy was Charlie Chaplin, and he wanted the money for the kid.
Beautiful.
And so
you just nailed it. Okay, this is like going always. This is going better and better and better, actually.
And it's like, and
it's crazy, right?
And he helped him making the kid, and nobody believed in the movie industry back then. And then suddenly, everybody like Warner, Universal, they all came up thanks to Giannini, because Giannini was the only bank, the Bank of Italy, that in LA, in Los Angeles, arrived before the City Hall was built. And we have a picture of that that is like insane to see the Bank of Italy before the City Hall. Anyway, when the Bank of Italy arrived, they opened the movie department in the bank because they believed in the movie industry. And at the head of the movie department, Giannini, that he was a person of meritocracy, put Cecil B. DeMille, the director and producer of the Ten Commandments, of the beginning of the movie industry. And so he gave hope. Even when people didn't see something, he gave hope. Till the end of his days, really, he was in the Bay Area. In the Bay Area, we are talking about months before he died. One of the last loan that he gave, it was two young entrepreneurs that were working on a calculator. I don't know if you heard about Ewell and Packard, HP. So they were looking for money for a calculator that then later, almost 20 years after, became a computer. So
Davide, you are the inspiring the new generation. You give hope to people, and you connect with my next question, which is, what advice will you give to, inspiring like filmmaker, right? And editors who wants to make their mark in the industry. So what advice will you give to aspiring? Can you?
Yeah.
Watching you, I want to say in Italian now. So filmmaker and editors who wants to make their mark in the industry.
Just do it. Just start and just start. Do it whatever you're doing. I started doing pranks at school. I was filming pranks at school, in my high school, and we're talking about 20 years ago. I don't want to say my age. But literally, I was filming before YouTube or Facebook were born. I was filming at school with 2 cameras, and then I was editing, and I was directing my fellow students, my roommate, my classmates, to do things while I was filming. That's where I started. My family is not from the movie industry, is not from the entertainment. I made my way into it. So my advice is, whatever is your idea, just start. In any business, luckily we live in a period where we have access to a lot of technology. So yeah, just start and learn,
And Davide, where are people, I know you are going to have a premiere soon, but where people can see in the future a Little Fellow movie?
Most likely a streamer. We are still working on that because we are starting. The premiere is gonna be in December 20th in Rome, and after that we will know better where. But we know most likely some streamer. We don't know yet. We have movies.
You need to come back. We have so many.
Yeah,
honestly,
when is out?
We have so many more questions. We can stay here to talk to you. Honestly, to you forever. I have so many more questions, but I have to ask you the last question because the timing. So here at Crave, we love talking about passion. Beside editing and filming, what's another passion of yours?
Electronic music. I'm a very. I played to a party last Saturday. I still like DJing a lot. It's my go-to place. I started when I was 13, doing party for my friends, and it was like I was literally 13 when I started. And last Saturday I was in a party in Hermosa Beach, in a backyard in Hermosa Beach, and I still get some gigs as a DJ. It's tougher now because it's a new state, a new country, and the music is slightly different. But I keep doing that. Electronic music is still my thing.
We might need you. We might hire you for something.
Right? What other artists would you work with? That's amazing, though.
I know.
Do you have an artist that you would want to work with in that way?
As directors,
I mean, either or, as a director or as a artist, as a music artist.
As a music artist, I don't know, because I was lucky enough in my life, in my career, to work with my I was fan of some rappers or singers, and I was lucky enough to direct their own music videos or to fly with them in tour. And that was like the top of my career as a music artist, going in tour, you know, in the United States or in Australia or in Korea with the band that I loved. So musically, I don't know if I have someone in mind. I realized that. As a director or as an editor, I would love to work with people like Tarantino, for example, or, you know, some, I don't know, you know, that they say never meet your idols. So, and I had that experience a couple of times. It went well, but I don't want to ruin that record. So I don't want to work with someone. And to be fair, we are working I'm working. Nowadays I can work with people like that. They can happen. And sometimes most of the idols that we have are much easier than we expect.
Yes.
Are much more, you know, I worked on a movie, Unzipped, and Lucy Liu, the actress from Kill Bill, and she was executive producer on the movie I worked, I edited, and when we were at the premiere, she was super nice. On Demolition, I worked with Stephen Park, and funny story about him is that he was while we were shooting Demolition, he was in the theater with Wes Anderson, Asteroid City. So the movie Asteroid City was in the theater, and he was on set with us. So having that kind of celebrity on set. And the funny story is that when we were editing, 2 days after we shot, he was still in LA and he had to fly back to New York. He was literally, his flight was delayed, and he had to stay with us a few hours more. And I gave him my car to go around and, have lunch. And he was so happy. And he was like, I just gave him my car. It was like not a big deal, but he was so down to earth and so humble, and it was funny because I was like, this guy is in the theater, I'm talking with him, I'm like, but then I also learned in my career that the bigger they are, most likely the easier they are.
Yes, so true. You just say something so true.
Yeah.
You're right. The most like a well-known, the more grounded, like
They
down
are,
hurt.
yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
I'm struggling
Yeah.
much more with people that are no one, and they act like they are celebrities, and they are like literally no one. But most likely when they are real celebrity, like Jeff Goldblum, when we went to a party and Jeff Goldblum was playing with his band.
Right.
It was so funny that we ended up talking about Fellini. Jeff Goldblum.
Another great
Like,
too.
it's insane.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Davide, veramente grazie tantissimo. Il tempo è volato. You need to come back.
Yes,
because
you have to. We have so many questions.
So much more to talk about. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the update with A Little Fellow. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to have you, back at Crave.
Me too. It's been a pleasure. Really, I hope to be back soon.
Yes, grazie Davide.
Grazie a voi.
Vuoi fare un saluto in italiano? Dai, uno in
Dimmi.
italiano. Un salutino in italiano veloce.
Grazie a tutti gli amici di Crave. Grazie davvero Samantha per l'invito e spero di vedervi presto.
Ok. Ciao,
A
grazie.
presto. Ciao.
Is Alex, do you have any update? I'm not saying anything because actually, guess what? I watched the game on Sunday, but I will let you go.
I think it's perfect that the theme of this week is movies. Because I feel like this 49ers season is turning into a movie, but a horror movie. Like, this is actually, like, it's scary.
Scary
I'm
movie.
scared. Yes, the 49ers picked up their second loss this week to the Los Angeles Rams. I like calling them the Ramley. 27-24. I feel like we always have that type of score when we play them. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm going to start with the good, which, in my opinion, are 3 players. You can't make it up. Like, that's where I'm at. Juwan Jennings, Brock Purdy, and Jordan Mason. Brock and Juwan's connection is just so amazing. Like, it's always been amazing, right? You see, he's very reliable on third downs. Juwan is. Third and Juwan, that's what people call him. And Brock being able to rely on him on certain moments has always been there. But I think this game kind of elevated that to another level. You can tell that there's a lot of trust there. Now, with Brandon Ayuk, I will say, I went on Eric Crocker's morning show on Monday, September 23rd. Check it out on his YouTube channel. With Brandon Ayuk, I don't feel as... This is tough for me, honestly.
It's very tough, yeah.
Let's just say if we filmed Crave on Monday, I would have made a whole rant about Brandon Ayuk. I would have been very upset with him. I would have been very angry. But after going on Eric Crocker's podcast or morning show, I feel like I understand a little bit more. Like, you know what? The more I think about it, there was a big difference in Brandon Ayuk's dropped pass when he's trying to catch a ball that's a little bit behind him versus Ronnie Bell's drop pass that was literally to his chest. It was to his... Brock Purdy couldn't have thrown... He couldn't have thrown a more perfect pass. What I will say is just Brock and Brandon need to get in sync again. And once they get in sync, I feel like things will be better. But they need to get in sync as soon as possible. Because right now, I think a lot of people are hitting the panic button. So
because you say that.
Yeah.
You're talking about now. I'm saying, how can Brock and Ayuk, right?
Yes, you're great.
Get back in the sync, and how crucial it is for the team's success.
So
I'm doing a little positive.
Yes. I just think the more practice that they have, the more reps that they have with each other, I think maybe like even sitting down and maybe watching the film together and seeing what went wrong.
Right.
Because I'm not going to blame it all on Brandon. I know there was one, it was towards the end of the game, and honestly it could have won us the game, where Brock kind of hesitated and didn't throw to Brandon. And if everything went perfect, he threw him the ball, Brandon caught it, he could have ran for the touchdown and the game would have been over, but he didn't do it. So I think, they sit down, they have those conversations with each other, and then they can improve on the timing. They can improve on the communication. I know it's there because we've seen it before. And it's crucial because not only is Brandon Ayuk making almost $30 million, so I had to bring it up. But like I said, we've seen their connection. We've seen how great it can be.
Right.
And it only makes the team better. It makes the team stronger. And I think when there are a lot of negative things in the other two phases of this team, you kind of need to have something very, very strong.
Because I'm trying to in the community of the 49ers, is it people blame on Brandon?
Oh, right now that's like the major thing. Like I've seen a video of this one guy that was like burning his Brandon Ayuk jersey, which I think is ridiculous because you already that's just wasting your own money. It doesn't do anything to Brandon. Let's just say that.
You don't think as a team, like, this is a team, like we were talking in the past about sport, should be like it's a team. So it's not just one person. Should be like should not just his fault. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And the thing is, it isn't. And I think a lot of people blame him because they're trying to cope with everything. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of faults from every single phase. And also, I want to say, too, is there are even people that are blaming Brock Purdy. So it's just one of those things, I think, and he's such a great leader. After the game, I watched a little bit of his post-game conference and him just kind of taking the fault of things that, like, for example, even the Ronnie Bell thing, he took fault for it. And I'm like, you couldn't have thrown him a perfect, like, get me in the, I'm kidding. So I'm saying about how there are other faults right now or other problems. So this is the part.
I was just curious. I just
I love it. I love it.
I'm like, it's not only him play, right? This is not individual sport. It's like team sport.
Yeah.
So something they need to work on.
Yes. Now I'm going to get to the part of the movie where every single thing goes wrong. With our special teams, I'm personally hitting the panic button. Jake Moody. Did I not say that 1 week I don't trust him entirely? So he missed the game-winning field goal. And again, I understand that it's not entirely on him. I just feel like when it comes to like crucial extra points, crucial field goals. Like he needs to make this, we win the game.
Yeah.
He does not make them. Like, it's great that he's making, field goals that it doesn't really matter if we go up 3 points because we're beating a team 28 to, I don't know, you know what I mean? 28 to like 6. But like, you're in this position. Like, anyways. And then also like the punt return that our special teams came up. I mean, honestly, in my soul, even if they stopped them at the 1 yard line, I knew Matthew Stafford was going to be able to like drive down the field. He's he will never catch me saying this again, but he's a great quarterback. Yeah. And so I could see him like taking them down the field. But the fact that we let them like from the punt return get to field goal range is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. So special teams, what's going on there? And then our defense. I mean, atrocious run defense, lack of third down defense. If the other team is third and long, I'm going to assume that they get a first down. That's how bad it is. Like, I have zero trust that they'll be able to get a stop.
Wow.
Which is not good. Not good.
And the next game is this Sunday.
Yes, it can't come soon enough. But really quickly, I want to welcome a new segment within my segment. A segment within a segment. My 49ers injury updates. Okay. Which is the worst. This is the worst update. Like, I hate this. But, like, we've come to the point where there's no escaping it. I have to mention this. So we have Brock Purdy back soreness. He got an MRI and he's okay. He's day to day.
We're glad.
He was carrying the team on his back. That's why. Wow. I can't. And this next one, you were with me yesterday when I found out about this. Christian McCaffrey is seeing a specialist in Germany for his Achilles tendonitis.
Okay, that's very interesting. He has to go to Germany. Why? Do you know why?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know what to say about this team anymore. I don't know what to say.
It's like a movie.
It's a movie, literally.
Yeah.
Javon Hargrave, triceps, he's done for a year. Now, I kind of feel bad because I was kind of capping on him on Twitter about how much he was getting paid per year. And he was very, you could tell fourth quarter, he was, not playing to the extent that he could have been playing, but I think it's because he was injured.
Right.
Mooney Ward is apparently okay after his hamstring and knee last week. I think the way he was playing, I love him so much. He's one of my favorite players, but I think they should have had him take a week.
Take a week
off. Just to be 100%, because I don't think he was 100% in this game, because I feel like Matthew Stafford was targeting him.
Yeah.
And he was of course targeting, some of our other rookies, but he was also targeting him. And the best news, in my opinion, George Kittle may return to practice this week. It was not the same watching this game without him. I'm not kidding. My mom got me this cute pillow that's like his jersey. It says Kittle on it, 85. And I was watching the game, holding it. And I was like, it's not the same. I want to see George Kittle play. So I'm going to say it again. Sunday's game can't come soon enough. It can't.
What time?
I think it's 1:25. It's at home. I'm going to it.
Oh, you're going to go? Yes.
Yeah. I have no expectation. This is the one game.
The best way to go, no expectations.
No expectations.
Right?
I have no expectations. That's it for me.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Can you tell I'm done? Can you tell I'm done?
I'm nervous for you because...
You're like, I can't handle another update with negative news. The horror movie may continue.
And I was walking around the house on Sunday. I was watching, but then I took a little break.
Yes.
I said, okay, what's going on? They're winning. And all my family say, are you okay? We never...
It's because you'll have to deal with me. That's why you're like, okay? Oh, gosh.
No, they have to win, please.
Please. Yeah, gosh.
Wow.
Till next week, I guess. I better come in, and there better be some good, really good news, a.k.a. we win.
Yeah. What is the biggest issue with the special team right now? individual performance or a big problem?
I think a big problem. I think it comes down to coaching. And we were kind of having these problems, I would say, last year. They weren't as strong. They weren't as evident as they are right now.
Right.
And I think they were kind of ignored because our defense was so good. Our offense was so good. So
Right.
say they made a mistake. Well, our offense or our defense would be able to kind of,
Right.
uplift them. But I think it's a coaching problem. They gotta fix that.
I know. John Lynch, you need to you have fixed that.
John and
John
Kyle.
and Kyle.
Come on. Do you want me to get mad on a podcast? It doesn't affect them.
We would love to have John Lynch here in the show one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Lynch. I would be able to talk to John Lynch. I would be so nervous to talk to Kyle. He just has that strong. John seems like he's very like chilled back,
Yeah,
Kyle is very
Right.
strong.
Right. That's
Who
nice.
knows?
Who knows? You never know.
You never know.
You never know. Anything can happen. At
Like
Crave.
the Niners winning.
Crave is really
How can
such
we-
a hoping.
How can we get Crave to help the Niners win the Super Bowl finally?
That's out of our
That's out of our control.
We can do that. We encourage people, we help people, we can help people to find their passion, the community, but we don't have a magic wand. 1, 2, 3, that's
One day.
a wish, right?
I know.
You know how many things?
We should have won last year.
Yeah, last year is a completely different topic, yeah.
We should talk. We're going to talk about that soon.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about it soon.
I think that was something there. I don't know, you know more, but something there didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Everybody actually, I saw they were saying, no, we're supposed to win. I don't know what happened. So,
The dark times. See, normally I wouldn't go back to that, but I think it's because where we're at this current season, I feel like.
right.
But you know what? It would have been fine if we were starting like this if we had won. You know what I mean? I'm looking for I guess. Niners, please. Do you see what you're doing to me?
Yeah, I hope next week
Yes.
they're going to have a great game. And I hope, you're going to have all positive feedback.
She wants a positive.
Oh,
update.
Iacopo.
Here.
We were just talking because we were waiting.
I was listening. Look. This is the Sicilian Sea on my back. On my Sicilian,
Catania,
Taormina.
yeah.
No, questa è Catania. Catania. I am on the Monte Etna Mount. You want to see the church? Always work. Look here. This little village is called Puntalazzo. It's a small village sotto l'Etna. Domattina, tomorrow we'll go to the Etna to make a lie. You laugh. And today we were in Taormina.
I'm looking. First of all, you're the only one in the plaza.
This
The
is a
piazza.
movie.
No, there are a couple of kids with me. Do you want to see? I come over here. And there are my friend here to take
Ciao.
pizza for tonight and like the stuff. You want to see a pasticceria? You want to see a pasticceria?
It's
True?
It's closed, right? It's open?
No, it's open. No, why close? It's open, yeah. You don't want me to turn? Always open. Why?
Uh-huh.
Of course, Sicily never close.
We know a lot about Sicily from past season, but you don't really see exactly, what's going on.
I know. He has to send us a video.
Yeah, you have to do a different video.
Yeah.
I was surprised was nobody walking. Usually it's the town is packed.
Even at night like that?
Yes, people walking because it's still we are in September, so still tourists, Well, it's the best time to go to Italy this time.
Yeah.
There's not too many tourists, but still it was only Iacopo.
I know.
And 2 kids and a dog barking, right?
Yeah. He's
We
so
lost
funny
about
too.
it.
He always
I
makes
know.
us laugh.
Thank you, Iacopo. Okay. that's all for today. Thank you so much and stay tuned for next week.
Follow us on Instagram at crave.show and tune in every Tuesday for a new episode.
I know. We are also on Apple Music, Spotify, iHeart, and YouTube. And also make sure you check our website, craveshow.com. Craveshow.com. Ci vediamo settimana prossima. Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Ciao.